So I think of the good title here. It's about how hatred makes you sick, makes a person sick. And why that is because it's an aberration. It's not necessary. It is not, you don't have to hate someone to bring forth the life you desire. And what happens is this hatred stems from self-hatred. And then it is also then hatred of the Supreme Being, which means in some inconceivable way, the source creator. And then that would be the source being, because we are all the same. We could see that, we could perceive that, all human beings are in that. And then the bodies, and remember, do not call the human body animal. It's not an animal, it's a divine body, it's a human body. And the human body has different facilities than an animal body. And an animal body is also, it's a spirit soul. It's a person like us of the same fabric who is then taking on the animal body. And you'll know that by blood, you see. So it's like with the blood is that indication of soul, of spirit soul, because that's actually where the soul also is in the blood, and that's why the blood's so amazing. And actually, people don't realize this, but milk, cow milk, real, not when they've been adulterated and changed and shot up with this and mixed with this and that, to become factory farming in a cruel, terrible way for these living entities to suffer. And so then when we buy that and we use that and we're contributing then to all of that suffering. And this hatred of self-hatred, it's then the hatred of source or God or divine being. And I don't mean the false psychopathic God we're all talked about that wants blood sacrifices and wants you to fight and kill everybody that isn't. Come on, we all come from the same source if we are actually divine beings. And those beings who are actually walking around without a soul in some sense have either turned off their compassion for money, power, fame, sex, whatever it may be, that they think is a 5 cents gratification, and you're going to get eternal life. You already have eternal life. Eternal life doesn't mean about putting machine parts all over the body so you can still be in consciousness walking around in this reality with all the issues of this reality that are going on. You want to be in the divine reality. And in that divine reality, you never lose that. You can't get rid of that. That's who you are. And hatred creates sickness because it then pollutes the person who has the hatred, because now they have the belief that there's something wrong with them. They have the belief that other people are the source or cause of their own reality and their own happiness and misery. They're blaming, and then they're actually being used by whoever wants you to have hatred. So your hatred, but you'll say, oh, I have love, but I have a hatred for this and hatred for that. And then people are kind of like cruel to each other because other people have been cruel to them. Well, that's not it. This is the contamination that comes from ignorance when a person doesn't know who they are or how they function or how this world functions or what the mind is and the intelligence and who you really are. That's why what actually really got me into the study of the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya, but anyway, got into that because I always wanted to find what is the root of that. When I studied some of the metaphysical teachings, I would want to know who their teacher was, and I'd go track them down, and I wanted to know where they got that information, because, and looking for what is the root really teaching, what is the most important thing. And when you really get to that, see, hate is not the opposite of love, because absolute love has no opposite. It doesn't have an opposite. It's who we are. But in this realm, you've got hate, like and dislike, hate and like. So you got to have people choosing sides. Well, this is my side. I'm going to get your side because you're doing this, and everybody gets in a gang, and it's just like a pack of vicious dogs. I think something came up with some young people that did some torture to another human, and the one kid didn't want to go along with it, so they're going to go beat him up. These people are sick. And this mental sickness is contagious. And then the people say, yes, but if I don't hate it and I don't just have hatred. No, but look at the energy. It shuts off your immune system. You're sending all of this ugliness all through the body. And even the people, when they eat the animals and everything, they're all been killed. There's the violence that's in the adrenaline. There's also the suffering that person has, because everybody knows ultimate spiritual right from wrong. I don't mean this world right from wrong, like or dislike, but when you are absolute truth, there is no relativity. It doesn't exist, because we are already whole, complete and perfect, without anything missing. And whatever that means, male, female, beyond male, female, and people say, well, it's not male. Well, it is, because if it's here, it has to be in the divine. And yet, when you start getting, not why I said I liked, in studying some of the Vedas, because I love the teachings of the New Testament. I started in that, metaphysics. I got into the Essene. I liked that one. That was great. And I got into, this and that and this and that, because I'm a spiritual seeker. I'm a spiritual sleuth, remember? And I'm looking for clues and keys, because when I realized, if it is to be, it's up to me. It isn't about always blaming others. It isn't about me being jerked around emotionally by whatever it's on the news, and you get terrorized. They're coming for you, and they're going to be the next. When you know who you are, you have no attachment or detachment even from this reality and this physical expression, because that's not me. I'm expressing me. I'm expressing me, me being, as me being, just like you are. And when we have the other kind of, all is consciousness, that sense of, and it says all is mind, thought, words, concepts, beliefs, ideas, and all of this is what's going on. And the hatred then comes as not knowing who you really are. And you say, well, I want peace and harmony, but I'm going to go kill for it. No, war doesn't lead to peace. No. You can't get any more than you've got. Any kind of thing you think is an addition is taking away from you, giving more and more power to the material realm, to the world of effects, to the machine, to the connection, the internet, to the cell, to the crystal. It's just all to the stars, and you're not here. You're missing it, because that's why there's such a distraction. Hatred's a distraction. Hope is a distraction, because you're also going to get hopelessness, because you're hoping. Why are you hoping? You're already there. You already are what you've been seeking. You go, how will that, if I don't hate, don't have an enemy, how can I change it? Don't go along with anything that doesn't work for you. Yeah, I don't care if it's your job. You get paid for it. What's that? It's prostitution. We're all been prostitutes. Selling the body, our talents, our abilities with the body for money and favors and all of that. Just take a look at how pathetic these poor, pathetic people, that the only way to get attention is to show their naked body. Oh, everybody, everybody should be naked in the first place then. There wouldn't be no problem. That's what people who live in, say, called tribes are uncivilized because the women, everybody. No, they don't have a bunch of perversion there. Nope. Everybody's pretty much harmonious. Yeah, why? Or, you see, when you're focused out here and the hate is envy. I want what they've got. Yeah. And I want him dead. I want him gone. And I want it as mine. Mine. And then anyone or anything that isn't giving us what we have been taught or believe or hypnotized, coerced into accepting and believing is a threat to you. There isn't. There is no threat to you. You. That's what you need to know now. You see? Yeah. So let that stuff go. That's hurting you. And anybody you know, it's hurting them. And then it's fed on that. And then it keeps the drama. But we don't need any drama for the mama. No. Be right centered. Let that go. Know the truth. And the truth sets you free.